Hey, I got you guys.
All right. Well, welcome. We're going to get started with today's Quaker State 400 post-race press conferences. We are joined by Matt DiBenedetto. Matt, why don't you just take us through your run there at the end?
Oh man, it was there was no lack of excitement. So this was a big race for us, driving the Menards and Quaker State Ford Mustang, and obviously, as you can see, it was the Quaker State 400, so it's pretty important. But we had a really fast car all day. I mean, it was flying, and we just made tiny adjustments. And the way the pit cycle stuff worked out at the end, we got trapped. Us and some others got trapped a lap down, and then we got jammed up behind the 96. On that restart, we were way back in the teens. I was already mad. We get jammed up. It wasn't his fault, just the way the restart worked out. So I think if I'm correct, we went from 18th to third in the last like 7 laps. We made a monstrous restart. My spotter, Doug Campbell, deserves a lot of credit for helping me. And we went around most of the field on the outside and made a power move. So credit to him and the team, Wood Brothers, for giving me a super fast car. And I thank goodness we came back to third, because I was in a really bad mood with about 7 laps to go.
All right, we're going to open up to questions. If you have a question, go to the participants tab in Zoom and raise your hand. We are going to start off with Bob Pockris.
Yeah, Matt, I kind of assume you probably haven't raced with Cole all that much since you haven't been in the Xfinity Series in a few years. I mean, did you kind of know what he was able to do and what he was going to do in those last few laps?
Yeah, Cole's always a smart racer, and he's one of those guys. Even though he's a rookie, he doesn't make silly moves. He puts himself usually in pretty good spots. So when we restarted, we had been making, we made a pretty big power move on the restart before that. I got a good restart, and I was curious basically what he was going to do. And when he pulled to the top, I was like, yeah, that was a good move right there. And I just decided to shove him. Since I couldn't go around him on the outside, I was like, time to push the heck out of him and see how far we can shove him up there, and helped him to get to the win. So I joked with him and told him he owes me $100 after that. But he did a great job. I'm really proud of him.
And I mean, just how close did you feel like everybody was coming to just everybody in that lead group wadding it up? Because it looked like Blaney was bouncing off, Keselowski was bouncing off Harvick.
Oh man, I was just it's one of those situations where you just hope and pray for the best and hang on. And the good thing is I was in such a bad mood because we had lost all our track position, and we had such a fast car, and we were back in all the mess. I was so mad. So sometimes it pays off to be that angry when you're coming down to those last restarts, because you guys see how insanely wild the restarts are. So when you're really pissed off, they kind of work out sometimes, where you're just like, screw it, I'm sending enough in there. Or when Cole Custer is in front of me, I'm like, he better hang on for dear life, because I'm shoving him, and he hope he can hang on, and he did. So it worked out. I'm in a better mood now. Obviously, I'm glad we finished third and got the team the run they deserve for how great of a race car we had. It was really fast.
Thank you.
Next, we're going to go to Stephen Connolly from PRN.
Congratulations, Matt. I have to wonder, what's with today being one of the first races in quite many years at Kentucky that you've run during the day, how different was today's race and the way that the track changed compared to last year's night race?
Yeah, I personally liked the day race a little bit better, just because when it's a little warmer and you got a little sun on the track, it kind of makes it where you have to lift out of the gas a little bit more. Not much. We're in the gas most of the way around here, not lifting a whole lot. So the dirty air situation's tough. But yeah, I like the day race better just for that sake. And this track's getting a little more character. Each year we come back here because obviously the weather can be harsh on the surface, which is good. That's what we like as drivers.
Thank you.
Next, we're going to go to Jeff Magliochetti.
Hi, Matt. Congratulations today. Kentucky wasn't exactly one of your best tracks on this circuit, but how much of a momentum boost can a third place finish be as you traverse through the second half of the regular season?
Yeah, the way that I look at it is we had a lot to work on as a team. We're a new group working together this year, and we've been building. We've had a lot of speed at most everywhere we've went, but we've had to work on our execution, our communication, because we're a new group of people working together, things like that. And when you look at lately, Pocono, both races, we were fast up front all day. Indy, we were fast up front all day and executing. And then we come here to this track, which historically hasn't been good for me results wise, but nothing as far as like driving the track that I had any concerns about. I just never had a race car that was as insanely fast as our Mustang was today. So that's really all it was. So it's all the team, my crew chief Greg and our engineers really are the ones that deserve the credit for us going so fast today and having that good of a car, because think of it, no practice, nothing. And all we adjusted today was like tiny air pressure adjustments. So when you start that close and you have that good of a race car and that good of a team around you, it makes my job a lot easier.
Thanks, Matt. Congratulations. Good luck the rest of the year.
Thank you.
Next, we're going to go to Jim Utter.
Hey, Matt, I just had a question for you. This Wednesday's All-Star race, you guys have shown, as you've been talking about, a lot of speed this season. How much are you looking forward to the opportunity to try to race your way in? And what do you expect sort of in general, or do you have any idea what to expect with an All-Star race at Bristol?
Well, obviously I'm pretty glad that it's at Bristol. I think it's cool. It's a cool change. I'm a little biased though. I'm probably a bad one to ask about that because I love Bristol so much, one of my favorite tracks, but I think it's cool. I'm excited to have the opportunity to race our way in. I know the fan vote is important too, and people have been voting, which we appreciate a lot as a team. But, you know, just you guys see how fast our cars are, and it makes it so fun driving these things. And we're really getting in a groove as a team now. I finally feel it clicking real well. So I'm looking forward to going the All-Star race, obviously having it at Bristol, one of my best and favorite tracks. We had a pretty good car there when we just raced there not long ago. So I'm looking forward to, I think we can, if we get a good starting spot, have some track position, I really feel like we can race our way in and be fast.
And just on your performance so far this season, has your confidence ever been higher right now, running as well as you have in fast cars?
No, never. I've never been this comfortable and this confident. And what does that though is my team. Having driven this 21 car for the Wood brothers, and having such a good team and great people around you. I mean, firing off the race with no practice and being like, yeah, it's pretty good. Don't really touch it. You know, tiny air pressure. I mean, that's amazing to have that good of people here, and having our alliance with Team Penske, there's help and support from them and all the support from Ford. I mean, that's what does it. And so that's what makes my confidence so high, because I'm so confident in my guys.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Jim.
Next, we're going to go to Jordan Bianchi.
Matt, Cole came into this race 25th in points. Him winning today kind of takes away one playoff spot from a driver on points. You're one of those guys fighting. Your assessment of that, of where you're at?
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome for him. He deserves it. As far as our situation and where that puts us, I'm not too terribly concerned about it, because we were, I don't know where we're at in points now, but we were 12th coming into here. And we were disappointed with most of the first part of our season because we were really just, you know, we were making some mistakes, working on a lot of things. And now we're getting in our groove. And now we're disappointed if we're not in the top 10. So I think we'll just keep continuing to climb up in the points. And I really think we can be contenders all the way down through it now that we're getting in a groove. You know, we had some work to do, and we're building this team to where it needs to be. We got great people. So that's, good for Cole. I'm sure a relief for him, but for us, I think we'll be just fine.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And we're going to wrap up with Mitchell Brewer.
Matt, you mentioned that you're pretty confident with how the season has gone so far. What are you looking at heading into this next part of the season to build on?
So to kind of assess it, I'd say the start of the year, I could look at every racetrack we've been to, every single one, and we have had a lot of car speed other than Darlington. That was the only track where I was disappointed with our race car. So really we just had to work on working together and meshing as a team, because we just didn't execute real well at some races, made some mistakes, we're kind of comers and goers and this and that. Now lately we've really gotten our communication on track. And work together. You have to communicate a lot during the week and stuff. It's not like we have these practice weekends, so we're having to do different things, and it's really meshed. So looking forward to the rest of the season. Consistency is going to be key, and that's what we're having lately. Is we're having consistent runs from start to finish. We've gotten stage points in all the last 6 stages or something like that of these last handful of races. I mean, that just shows the strength of our team moving forward for the rest of the year.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, Matt, thanks for joining us today. Congratulations on the run.
All right. Thank you, guys.